Okay, hi, I'm Angela Karadok from Pontedusky. Really sorry I can't be with you today. So I'm pre-recording this video instead, and you can chat to me about it on Twitter. I am at Angela Gerard. I'll put a slide up at the end with more info. So I work for a little company based in Wales and also based in Valencia called Pontedusky. We are an education, research and training company. There's three of us at the moment. It's quite nice. And the last few years been working on a few media literacy and youth projects. So at the moment, we're a partner in a project called Infodemics, Media Literacy in a Crisis, which is a youth project. So the idea came up following the pandemic. It was obvious that there was a massive amount of misinformation, and we were just interested to chat to some young people, do some research, and find out what problems they'd faced navigating that barrage of social media, misinformation, fake news, and how we could help how we could help with some tools or just something useful. So during the first phase of the project, of the Infodemics project, the partners conducted research on the topic of misinformation related to health and well-being in digital contexts. We focused on youth as the target group. So we talk to young people, we talk to people that work with young people, stakeholders, people who are experts in media literacy, people who are experts in youth work, and we explored the competencies, we explored the problems, we asked about how they would approach specific scenarios in trying to find information or trying to navigate information. And for this, we have a report and we explore the possibilities from the DigiComp framework. And we were looking at what's there already and what possibilities that framework can provide to develop a specific approach to serve youth to enhance their digital competence, specifically in relation to health and well-being. So we've developed competence statements for the DigiComp framework. So these are new statements that focus on the relevance of health and well-being. And then we're going to use those statements to build a self-assessment tool and a course for young people so they can self-assess, find out where they are, or work with youth workers or educators to go through the self-assessment tool and then work out where they're at, where the competencies are, and then also provide a course to try and help to fill in some of those gaps. So as far as results, this is in a European context, so we were interviewing people across UK, Spain, Luxembourg, Sweden, and Greece. So we identified a few major issues encountered by youth. They're mainly, as you would guess, being exposed to large amounts of information, issues with cybersecurity, cyberbullying. So we have a nice list. It is the noteworthy challenges. So exposure to biased information promoted by algorithms and marketing strategies. We found that youngsters often did not know how the algorithms worked, how the marketing strategies worked, and how they were influencing their point of view. The next point was the spread of disinformation and misinformation through the diverse range of digital means, including peers, friends, family, politicians, famous people, media, and force experts. Another challenge is the assumption that young people are digital natives, and just because they have grown up with the technology doesn't mean that they necessarily understand how it works and how to navigate it. We found that there were insufficient free, accessible, effective education for improving digital skills and media literacy. That's both formal and non-formal. Found there was insufficient education for educators who need to provide young people with necessary digital competences like critical thinking, media literacy, comparing information. There's also a lack of spaces and competence for talking about our digital lives in offline settings. We never talk about how our online day was. So we took all of this information and we looked at the existing digital competence statements and then looked through how we could map these to create a new set of statements, which I'll show you in a minute. Before we look at the statements, on the bright side, we did also hear that digital tools have a positive effect on young people and a positive effect on health. So there's an elimination of physical barriers. There's access to training, access to knowledge that's cheap or free, increased cooperation, increased communication, which is especially beneficial for social, personal, professional development of young people. I know my children definitely found it very useful being able to have that communication with their friends during the lockdown. There's a lot of WhatsApp going on. Yeah, enhancing networks, sharing personal stories, all these things digital can do well. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen so that you can have a look at the actual competence statements. Hopefully now you can see this is the Infodemics website. You can find at infodemics.eu. So it's Infodemics Media Literacy in a Crisis. And under results, the whole report is here and also the competence statement. So we've made them look similar to the DigiComp framework, if you're familiar with that. And so this part here, the dimensions and foundation, intermediate, proficiency levels, we've copied. They're exactly the same. It's just this bit here in black that we have changed. So these are new statements that relate to media literacy and health. So we've got, so this is the first one. The competence area is information and data literacy. And we're looking at browsing, searching, filtering data information and digital content. So of course that's already there within DigiComp, but we wanted to make it a bit more specific. So at basic level, we're looking at identifying general possibilities of search engines to avoid particular sources or to avoid particular results. So we'll have a look at different dimensions. So communication and collaboration, sharing through digital technologies. We're looking at recognizing the appropriate technologies to find and share verified and fact-checked health information. And selecting and utilizing appropriate technologies to find and share verified and fact-checked health information. Then moving on to digital content creation, integrating and re-elaborating digital content. We're looking at selecting factual, trustworthy information with which to create their own new health wellbeing content, or recognizing, explaining ways in which others could modify and present health-related content. So it's not just knowing the content exists, it's knowing how it could be made, how it could be manipulated. So these are all here available from the website. There's also a sort of infographics style version of them. Have a look here, which we're hoping, they're a bit small, but we're hoping they could be printed and used. There's just breaking each one down into a smaller, more usable format. I will leave you with a slide with information on how to access these competence statements and the website and the project, and also some contact details for me and for the project. and I wish you a very informative chat, and yeah, hopefully see you actually face to face and not via video at the next one. Okay, thank you very much.